Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got something exciting to share with you today that's been on my mind for a bit. You know how sometimes you hear about a big move in the stock market and it just sticks with you? Well, a few weeks back, I caught wind of Bill Ackman, the hedge fund legend from Pershing Square, making a massive play on Uber stock. It happened last month, around early February, when he dropped the news that he'd scooped up over 30 million shares worth about $2.3 billion. I remember thinking, okay, that's huge, but I didn't dive into it right away. Life got busy. You know how it goes. But lately, I've been digging deeper into this, and holy cow, I'm starting to see why he's so pumped about it. Today, I'm breaking it all down, why Ackman's bullish, what's been going on with Uber's stock, and why I'm honestly feeling pretty darn optimistic about it myself. No financial advice here, just my thoughts after some research. So stick with me and let's unpack this together. Oh, and if you're vibing with this, smash that like button. Let's aim for 1,000 likes on this one and drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next one. All right, let's set the scene. Back on February 7th, Ackman posted on X that he'd been building this monster stake in Uber since January. He didn't just buy a little, he went all in, grabbing 30.3 million shares. That's a $2.3 billion bet, folks. And when someone like Ackman, who's known for picking winners, makes a move that big, you've got to sit up and pay attention. He even said Uber is one of the best managed, highest quality businesses in the world, trading at a big discount to what it's really worth. That stuck with me. I mean, Uber's not some shiny new startup. It's been around, it's a household name, and yet Ackman's acting like it's still got tons of room to run. So I started digging into the numbers, the news, and what's been happening with the stock lately to figure out if he's onto something. Spoiler alert, I think he might be. First off, let's talk about what Uber's been up to. If you've followed the stock, you know it's had a wild ride. Back in early 2025, it was hovering around $75 or so when Ackman's news hit. Since then, it's climbed a bit, up maybe 25% this year alone, sitting around $94 as of now, March 2025. Not bad, right? But here's the weird part. Even with solid numbers, the stock's had some dips that don't totally make sense. Like their latest quarterly report showed revenue growth and their first full year of operating profit ever, over $1 billion in 2024. That's huge for a company that used to bleed cash. Yet the stock didn't just rocket up like you'd expect. Why? I think it's a mix of things. Market noise, maybe some profit taking after a decent run, and honestly, people still see Uber as just a rideshare app, but Ackman's betting on more than that, and after looking into it, I get why. See, Uber's not just about getting you from point A to point B anymore. They're in over 70 countries, 10,000 cities, and they've got their hands in food delivery with Uber Eats, plus they're pushing into autonomous driving tech. That's a big deal. Self-driving cars could slash costs long-term, and Uber's already testing it out. Ackman even hinted at this in his post, saying their quality and management are top-notch. And get this, he credited actor Edward Norton for tipping him off about Uber years ago. Random, right? But it shows he's been eyeing this for a while, waiting for the right moment. The stock's market cap is around $159 billion now, which is solid, but nowhere near the Apples or Amazons of the world. It's not a sleepy blue chip. It's still got that growth vibe, which is why I think Ackman's so into it. Now let's talk about why the stock's been a bit shaky despite good news. I've been reading up on this, and it feels like the market's sleeping on Uber a little. Their revenue's been climbing over $37 billion in 2024, and they've finally cracked profitability, which is a game changer. But when Ackman's news dropped, the stock spiked, then pulled back some. I think it's because folks are nervous about competition, like Lyft or those robo-taxi startups, or maybe broader economic worries like inflation or interest rates. Uber's stock fell about 5% in late February after a strong run, even though the fundamentals didn't change. It's frustrating, right? You see a company killing it, but the stock doesn't always follow. Still, That dip's why Ackman's calling it undervalued. He thinks the market's missing the bigger picture. So why am I bullish? Honestly, it's the combo of where Uber's at and where it's going. They're not just surviving, they're growing in a massive market. Ride-sharing's still huge, food delivery's exploding, and autonomous tech could be a gold mine. Plus, their CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi, has been steering this ship since 2017, turning it from a money pit into something profitable. Ackman's not wrong about the management. Dara's got a track record, and the team's executing. When I look at the stock trading in the 90s, I'm like, man, this feels like a steal for what they could do in the next few years. I'm not saying it's going to double overnight, but the upside feels real. The total addressable market for mobility and delivery is insane, hundreds of billions, and Uber's got a front row seat. Here's where I've been mulling things over. Let's say Uber keeps growing revenue at, 20 to 25% a year for the next few years, which isn't crazy given their past. If they keep margins expanding and they're projecting better profitability ahead, the earnings could really pop. Analysts are pegging next year's earnings per share around $2 or so, and if the stock holds a decent multiple, like 40 or 50, you're looking at $80 to $100 easy, maybe more if the autonomous stuff pays off. That's my back-of-the-napkin math. But it's why I'm excited. Even if the market stays choppy, Uber's got the chops to push through. Compare that to Nvidia or Tesla, where the growth's already priced in. Uber feels like it's still got room to surprise. Now, I've got to be real with you. There's risk here. Competition's fierce, regulations could tighten, and if the economy tanks, people might cut back on rides or takeout. But that's where Ackman's discount comment hits home. At this price, it feels like a lot of that's already baked in. I keep picturing it like this. Imagine you're at a party and everyone's leaving because it's been quiet, but the DJ's about to drop the best set of the night. That's Uber right now. The party's just getting started, and I'm sticking around for it. Ackman's been at this game longer than me, and if he's willing to bet $2.3 billion, I'm at least paying attention. So, wrapping this up, I'm pretty stoked about Uber after digging into Ackman's move. The stock's had its ups and downs, but the fundamentals are solid, and the future looks bright. No, I'm not telling you to run out and buy it. Do your own homework, talk to your advisor, all that jazz. But for me, this is one I'm keeping on my radar, and I'm bullish as heck. What do you think? Did you know about Ackman's play? Are you feeling Uber too, or am I off base? Hit me up in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe for more. I've got some other stocks I'm eyeing, so stick around. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.